Okay, thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first annual Bears of Blue River Parade. And overhead, you see 3 of the U.S. Army helicopters. Hey, isn't that very impressive? We're here on the main reviewing stand, and we're going to be here throughout the afternoon bringing you some of the description of the first annual Bears of Blue River Parade, and I think you're all going to be in for a wonderful treat. And I think we should be proud, too, of our flag right behind us here, the Stars and Stripes, a state flag of Indiana, and of course, for the first time ever, a flag designed especially for the city of Shelbyville. So something to really be proud of, along with the beautiful fountain as the centerpiece of our town. Patty, this is going to be a beautiful day.
George, I don't think they could have planned the day any better if they'd have said, this is what we want. Beautiful, sunshiny day for our parade, and it's going to start, well, the parade is starting right now down on West Broadway. Started at 12:30, so they should be on their way right now, and they'll be down here before very long. With the first unit coming is going to be the U.S. Army National Honor Guard. So, folks, we're going to have one of the nicest parades I think we've ever seen in Shelbyville.
You know, I think this is very true, and I might remind everyone who is situated here on the sidewalk of the route of the parade, as Patty mentioned.
Right, folks, I think the parade's ready to start, so here we go.
Okay, it looks like now the color guard. Now beginning the first annual Bears of Blue River Parade, and it's now underway, entering North Harrison Street from the intersection of Harrison and Broadway. The U.S. Army National Honor Color Guard is first off here, and of course right back behind them here is the gold, white, and black of the Shelbyville Golden Bears Marching Band. What a beautiful and impressive sight, Patty, as they come down Harrison.
Right, George. The color guard is absolutely beautiful coming down there. Oh, the American flag and the flag of Indiana. Now, you know, we also have our flag of Shelbyville, so we have 3 flags to be proud of. And when the Shelbyville High School Marching Band gets us a little bit closer, we're just going to let you listen to some of it.
Right, a fine crack marching unit here. As these units pass in front of you, if you feel like giving them a round of applause, please don't hesitate to do so, because they certainly enjoy that. Right now in front of you here, the U.S. National Honor Guard, the U.S. Army National Honor Guard. Passing in front of you now, right behind them, the Shelbyville Golden Bears Marching Band. Let's give them a big hand here. Well, that never fails, does it, Patty? Patty, we have kept up on our record broadcasting parades. When we say, let's listen, they quit.
George, that's the way it always is, but I guess that's just part of it. Say, the next float that's coming up, I guess you'd call it float, that is Miss Shelby County Susan Beasley. She was the 1980 Fair Queen, and she is the 1980 official hostess of this Shelby County Parade. And there she goes, Susan Beasley. Give her a big hand, everyone, the Fair Queen.
You remember her from the Shelby County Fair. And the car is stopping momentarily here. I don't know whether Shorty Harris is getting in or leaving.
I think she's going to come up here maybe and be on the reviewing stand, George.
Hey, that's wonderful. And the units are moving very slow since the Fair Queen car has stopped momentarily here. And I think as Susan Beasley leaves the car coming towards the reviewing stand here, we have a red convertible, our next unit. And this, of course, coming up is Don Hine of Channel 13 Sports, the 1980 Grand Marshal of the Bears of Blue River Parade. Let's hear it. Very good. Okay, this car stops, and they will come to our reviewing stand again here, it looks like, Patty.
Yes, George. Several of the first cars will stop. Let some of the judges, and Bob Metz and Mrs. Hawk is going to be a judge, and Major General Henshaw will also be a judge, Lieutenant General Kelly, and Robert Harris. These are all judges, and the cars will stop as they get here to let them come up here on the reviewing stand. Of course, the judges will sit there with their card tables where they can decide which one they think is one of the best floats, the best bands, the best horse units. And so here they come, some Don Hine coming up here from Channel 13. So I hope they are filming it also.
Right, a lot of dignitaries coming to our reviewing stand for the first annual Bears of Blue River Parade. And leaving the vehicle here on our next car, and Senator Birch Bayh shaking hands and kind of meeting some of the people. A big white Lincoln coming around the corner here. There he is again, Senator Birch Bayh, attending our Bears of Blue River Parade. Okay, the units continue around the corner here, right. And Patty, let's see, coming up next, the crowd's kind of covering the sign here. And Major General Henshaw. This is Major General Henshaw, one of our judges. Give him a hand here. Very, very good. He'll come to our stage. Patty?
George, doesn't that make you proud to be an American, to see the Army and the Navy and all of them? They look so, I don't know, beautiful's not the right word, impressive, I don't know, but it makes you proud that you're an American.
It sure does, and the Shelbyville High School band now near the entrance of West Washington Street as it proceeds away from a circle. Now we have another, looks like, antique convertible. This is Mrs. Hawk. She'll be one of the judges. Bob Metz doing the driving there. Mrs. Hawk of 500-mile parade fame is coming to our reviewing stand. Very good. And coming up next, this next auto, Lieutenant General Kelly. Lieutenant General Kelly, Patty, another one of our judges.
Right, George. They sure went to a lot of, well, they picked some very good judges, I think. They went out and they got some good judges. They're going to set up here. They've got their paper and their pencils. And I think when the judges all get up here, then the parade will be moving just a little bit faster. And here comes Lieutenant General Kelly coming up, and like I said, it just, it makes me feel so good. There goes 1 o'clock, there goes the airplanes overhead, folks. Everybody look up there at the new ones and the old ones flying over, and most of these are from our own local Shelbyville airport. And bet you they go down there and come back.
Well, they tell us that in that lead plane was Walter Seifert flying the lead plane ahead of us here. And now in our next unit here is Mayor Dan Theobald. Mayor Dan Theobald, Patty.
Right, with his whole family in his arm in a sling. And there he is, his wife, and they're going to come up on the reviewing stand also. And, he's got a lovely little baby there. Beautiful wife and little girl, I believe. And Mayor Dan and his family's coming up on the reviewing stand also. So he's going to let somebody else carry the little baby up here. I think he's going to get back in the car, it looks like. And he's going to, no, he's not. He's just bringing all the equipment that he needs. George, we've got Dan Quayle coming up.
Right. Mrs. Theobald and the kids coming up to the stand here. Okay, coming next is candidate Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle next in the parade. And he is walking. He gets out of the car, coming around, getting a chance to personally meet some of the people. Dan Quayle there.
Right, he's meeting the people and shaking hands with them and going on by. Very, very friendly today. Everybody is so friendly in a place like this. Like I say, you meet your neighbors and you meet your friends. And look at the next float coming up. It's downtown Shelbyville.
Right. Hey, there we go. Downtown Shelbyville float. Let's give them a big hand. Look at the fountain there and the renovated downtown area. The heart of downtown Shelbyville. Isn't that beautiful?
and Dan Ivy are riding there enjoying every bit of it. Hi, Dan, going by. They did a lot of work on that float. The fountain looks exactly like ours with the streamers to pretend like it's water. And we've got now, I believe this is the 500 Club coming by. And it's kind of hard. There's so many people, it's hard to even see.
Okay, this is the official pace car of the 500 this year, the Turbo Trans Am. During the time trials, we saw that car a lot. And here are some replicas here of actual Indianapolis Motor Speedway race cars. Aren't they impressive?
George, I feel like I could say, gentlemen, start your engines. It makes you feel like you're right up there to 500. There they go. I don't know how many. I bet you there's 33 of them, although I can't count them all. Oh, it's beautiful.
Listen to those engines. Like Patty said, I almost think we're at the 500 Motor Speedway track. 33 replicas of these automobiles. Again, this is something the first time ever in the city of Shelbyville, Patty.
George, this is a surprise to me also. I didn't know they were going to have them, and I love it. Are these replicas, or is it possible, could they be the actual cars?
Right. You know, if you've ever attended a Indianapolis Motor Speedway race, it's very thrilling when, like Patty said, when they say, gentlemen, start your engines, and hear the roar of those motors, indicating that the race is underway. I think the public here this afternoon certainly enjoying these race cars. We understand these are, replicas of race cars, not the actual car that drives on the track. Isn't that right?
You know, George, I have to say I don't know, but like I say, I love them. I love every bit of it. Oh, it just makes you feel like you ought to get your checkered flag and get out there and wave them in.
Yeah, I think these were actually made for the purpose of being in races and to being on public display. But I'll tell you one thing, they certainly look authentic in this afternoon's parade. And if these were real cars, they would represent millions of dollars out there.
Well, I want to know where A.J. Foyt is. He's my favorite. Where's A.J.? Coming by. All right, George, there goes the last of the race cars. I think I'll see you later. I'm going to follow him around. No, I'm not really. We've got another one coming up, and I think this is Carmody McDaniels and a 1939 Olds, George.
Right, let's see. We don't have a sign there. 1939 Oldsmobile. You remember this song, In My Merry Oldsmobile? I tell you, that car's in very, very good condition as it enters another beautiful antique automobile. Okay, here comes the Knights Templar Marching Drill Team. Again, repeating, the Knights Templar Marching Drill Team. A very, very impressive sight here in today's parade. Another color guard coming around the corner. We're hearing sirens now. Watch this Knights Templar group. One of the most impressive I think I've ever seen.
Yes, George, they are beautiful uniforms, marching down with they've got lovely hats on. There they go. And I want to tell you what you hear. If you hear sirens, this is an Indiana State Police car, and a new one. But right behind it is supposed to be an Indiana State Police car, old one. So we're going to see if that's what this is coming up.
Right. Once again, let's mention that this Knights Templar Marching Drill Team, a crack marching unit, so impressive, precision marching. Again, we say, if you enjoy it, give them a round of applause. Every unit certainly enjoys this. They're doing a beautiful job. Now watch the formation change as they march around in front of you. Very, very beautiful. Following them, a unit of the Indiana State Police squad car going around now, entering the public square proper. And I think coming on next here, Patty, another antique auto, isn't it?
Yes, George, this is an antique Indiana State Police car. This is what they used to. Oh, now that is something. That's, I think that's Lieutenant Richard Jones driving that antique State Police car there. Can't you see that chasing the crooks down the road?
Gee, I wonder, he has a 1937 license plate on it. Those are the cars the Indiana State Police used to have way back in 1937. I believe that's Lieutenant Richard Jones driving the car now. And another unit of the Indiana State Police entering the public square. Right, very good. Remember some of our sponsors that's bringing you our parade. First Federal Savings and Loan Association, and of course, Union Federal Savings and Loan. These are two of the financial institutions helping make our broadcast possible. Patty?
All right, George, and we've got another float coming up here now, but it's just a little far away yet. We'll wait till it gets a little bit closer and tell you about it. I do want to tell you this brought to you by Shelby National Bank, Farmers National Bank, State Bank of Waldron, First Federal Savings and Loan, and Union Federal. And you'll see some of the nicest, friendliest people at each and every one of these financial institutions.
Okay, very good. This is certainly a beautiful white and gold colored float here. This is by the Finns Community Church float, if I'm right. Finns Community Church. Isn't that a beautiful float? The American flag and the cross, isn't that gorgeous?
Yes, and their theme is God Bless America, and that is a beautiful float. Got the flag of America and the Christian flag, and there it goes, the Community Church, Finn's Community Church. And they've got some more units coming by. Let me see, I think they call these the Rangers and the Missionettes. So these must be the Missionettes coming right next, George.
Yes, it looks like it here. And they're doing a real fine job in red and white checkered outfits, carrying a big sign in front of them, Finn's Community Christian Church. Fine group of young people. And they are called, again, the Finn's Community Christian Church Missionettes. And the Rangers, the Finn's Community Rangers, the Royal Rangers, right behind them there. Their red, white, and blue outfits. Now comes the Shelbyville Community Band. Boy, listen to this. Gets a little closer here. We're going to try to listen to part of it if they don't stop. Aren't we, Patty?
Right, George. That seems to be our luck. But Carl Morris donated his great big semi here. And the community band riding on that big, nice semi. And there they are. Let's listen to them play. George, what does that little one play?
I can't see from here.
The little tiny baby, and they're riding in a baby seat. Nice band. Folks, those are your friends and neighbors going by there. Maybe even some of your relatives.
Once again, the Shelbyville Community Band passing in front of you right now. Here is another beautiful unit now entering the public square. This is the VFW Color Guard. They've come all the way from Dayton, Ohio to take part in our parade. So let's give them a big hand as they come around the public square from Dayton, Ohio.
Yes, that's the Color Guard from Dayton, Ohio coming by, and these are probably the auxiliary that's coming with them, and they've come, like you said, all the way from Dayton, Ohio, and I think that's wonderful coming by. And here comes a nice horse unit, and don't know exactly who those folks are. George, do you?
No, they're not on our list there, are they? No? Well, there's certainly two very beautiful animals that are in our parade, and we have another auto-drawn float here. Very beautiful gold Lincoln. Go ahead,
George,
Jack.
that was Mike Thomas of the Blue River Inn on that horse unit.
Mike Thomas and the Blue River Inn on the two horse units. And here's the BRI Disco outfit coming around right now. Blue River Inn Motorized Disco. Hey, how about that?
And I think we've still got some more Blue River Inn on horseback. And I think this is Wendell and Trish Richards going by there. And it must be because they're waving. There they go. Remember, brought to you by Shelby National Bank, Farmers National Bank, First Federal Savings and Loan, State Bank of Waldron, and the Union Federal. And there is a lovely Spanish lady going by, and all outfitted on that with her veil and her Spanish dress. Very nice.
Don't that make you think of old Spain or Mexico? Very, very beautiful there. Okay, and now coming around, candidate David Crane, right around the circle there. Welcome to our parade. Right, the 6th District Congress candidate. So he's coming around and entering the public square right now. David Crane there.
All right, George, and we've got more floats coming up here now. Sandman Brothers is going to have a couple of cars in this. One car is going to be a new car. Now, when they get here, they're not here yet. They're on their way. And one car is going to be rather an older car. Maybe you could even call it an antique. But there goes Negley, Superintendent for Public Instructions. It's Harold Negley going by. And we've got, Tom Haitian. I know Tom. You know Tom. Everybody knows Tom Haitian. Nice gentleman coming by. And we've got several political candidates coming up. George, I'll let you talk about the next one.
Okay, again, we'll mention Superintendent of Public Schools, Harold Negley. He is entering the part where there's a lot of people there. And, of course, a candidate for State Senator Tom Haitian there, already entering the public square area. So we keep mentioning this because there are many people over in the J.G. Depre corner of the public square. Some of our speakers are pointed that way, and we'll tell them this so they can also hear us mention the names of them. Steve Mobberly, State Representative, now entering the public square. Let's give him a big hand, too. Very, very good. And coming up in our next unit, okay, is Judge Byron Wells. Judge Byron Wells in the red convertible coming around now. He is our county judge. Let's give him a hand. Right. Okay, Patty, we're moving, and here come a couple of more. We have quite a number of dignitaries here in the car, and in this one coming into the circle, Kenny Nye. Kenny Nye there and Bob Newton, candidates for county commissioner. And right back of them, another load of candidates here. Okay, hey, let's say hi to them. Glenn Perry, Bob Laird, and John Thomas. There in that convertible. Right. All right, fellas. And Patty, coming up next here is the GOP, UBYS. I got lost there.
Let me see. UB for these guys.
There you go. There you go.
That's a Republican candidate going by. David Crane. Yes, that's a nice old-fashioned log cabin going by there. So that's the Republican unit in this parade. And now we've got, George, look at this one coming up. The Boys Club of Shelbyville coming by with a nice turnout.
Right, we have a large group of mighty happy young men. This unit coming up represents, of course, the Boys Club of Shelbyville. You take a good look at them as they enter the public square. Well, you'll find no finer group of boys anywhere in the state of Indiana. Take a good look at them there. A unit from the Boys Club of Shelbyville. Let's hear it for these young men. That's wonderful. Have a lot of them here in this group, Patty, the Boys Club.
Yes, George, and each one of them has a flag, and there's one boy with a sign, "Remember the Hostages." So that's very, very nice going by there. And there's the Scuffy flag going by.
Right. And Swifty Bennett, we couldn't have a boys club if it wasn't for good old Swifty. He's a big help to us, right. And he's the caboose there on that unit, wasn't he? He won't mind me saying that. Here comes another antique unit in the parade that looks like a Pontiac. I almost, I drove one like that. Seems like it's only been a couple of years ago.
George.
It's a 51. Well, maybe not that far. Okay.
You're telling your age.
Right. This unit from Sandman Brothers, Don Hine tells me that's a 1951 vintage. Larry Sandman doing the driving there. That's a beautiful automobile, Penny.
Oh, it sure is, George. Yeah, I can almost remember those kind of cars. That's a nice car. And that's the old one. I told you these were coming up, the antique Pontiac, and here comes a brand new Pontiac from Sandman Brothers. Now, isn't that a pretty thing?
We saw one of those go by a little bit earlier. That's the new Pontiac Turbo Trans Am. again, the pace car for this year's Indianapolis Motor Speedway race. And as I said, when we broadcast the time trials on WSVL, we had an opportunity to see a lot of those at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway track. No, they don't have a name. I thought it's another unit from Sandman Brothers. Very, very good.
Yes, that's the new unit. The other one was the antique car. So you can see we've had a couple of different things here. You can see the past and the future. And I do want to compliment the Shelbyville News on the special edition they had showing the old Times Square. Now, it doesn't bring back that many memories because I don't remember the horses going through, but it was a very good edition.
You know, I bet a lot of people standing on the sidewalks here today remembers what that square or circle looked like back a few years ago. I can just imagine. Remember, our sponsors, some of them include First Federal Savings and Loan and Union Building. Here's a unit now from Congressman Dave Evans. And Congressman Evans is walking behind the car, shaking hands with some of the people. There he is, Congressman Evans.
Yes, George, they're going by. And here comes another one. And this is courtesy of Sandman Brothers, another antique car. And somebody would have to tell me what year it is because I'm not up on all that. And we've got a nice, pretty Ford. Don doesn't know that one.
Don said that's too far back for him.
Our parade marshal doesn't know too many of these old cars like we do. Here comes, and I think this is the Veteran Car Club coming by Garnet Keplinger in a street rod. Okay, right. And they have several, two units here, I think. And then I think coming up here is this is a replica. You'll see entering the square now. This is a replica of an F-111 fighter bomber. A replica of an F-111 fighter bomber. Look at those sleek lines. That's entered by the U.S. Air Force, Patty. Yes, George, and I was wondering how they were going to get that around the corners with the wings, but I see it's a replica. Gives you an idea of how it is, and beautiful red, white, and blue. There, I don't think it'll fly, but it's beautiful car. Now we've got the Veteran Car Club coming by right now with all these antiques, and maybe we should go down there and get Don Heim and see if he could tell us what year each one of them is.
Well, they go back there. He says you went past me there. But they are beautiful, beautiful automobiles entered in the parade. For you people on the other side there, this replica of the F-111 fighter bomber passing in front of you right now. Very impressive unit.
Now, George, I know that. That's a Model A Ford. Now, there I can tell you because
you remember riding in those a few years ago?
Yes. I have to say I have been in one of those. And that is not an antique car going by there. Leroyer on there. Here's one with a rumble seat. Does anybody here remember riding in a rumble seat?
I see a lady over there in the crowd shaking her head. I'll bet she knows all about the rumble seat and those Fords. Don't you? Sure, but yeah, I do too, right.
What did you do when it rained, George?
Hey, when you were riding in a rumble seat, you didn't care, did you? You were having too much fun, whether it rained or the sunshine. Okay, here comes next. A beautiful red convertible. Let's see who's, right, well, there's no name, a member of the Shrine. Isn't that a beautiful?
Yes, it is. The Sahara Grotto Clowns are supposed to be coming up pretty soon now, so I kind of got a feeling that that guy down there might be a clown. Do you see the man in the tuxedo?
Yeah, I think it's due to the fact that tuxedo doesn't fit too well, does it?
Not only that, but how about a man riding a three-wheel bike on only two wheels? Yes, the Sahara Grotto going by there, and the clowns down there. Well, if you see a man in a purple suit with white hair or a blue suit with blue hair, now don't think you're losing your color sight. Those are the Sahara Grotto clowns, and folks enjoy every minute of it. You don't see these too often.
You know, this is right. Passing in front of you right now, all of the kids kind of holding her hand out to shake hands. I envy that guy in his tuxedo there. Isn't he a sharp-looking individual? That fine outfit, he could go to any formal ball anywhere, I think. Yeah, and this fellow on the bicycle's having a lot of trouble keeping all three wheels on the ground, isn't he?
Yes, he sure is, George, but if you had a tiger in your tank, you'd be careful, too. You know, the one in the tuxedo, he might get in, but he might have trouble getting those feet inside the door. Did you see his shoes?
I know it. There's that guy again that said we were a couple of yo-yos. No, there, okay. Hey, here comes an antique fire truck, and look who's riding up there. Our good old buddy, Smokey the Bear, and,
It's the Tarrant Fire Department, and there they are. They've got Smokey the Bear. I don't know who those two spotted bears are, but they're a couple of firemen there on the back of that. They're having fun, waving to everybody. You know, everybody who's a kid or who has any kids in them, just a little bit, you will enjoy these clowns going by and all the nice parade. Gee, this is a wonderful parade, George.
Right, very good. I think we have coming up here another...
That's Casey.
Okay, that's the Shelbyville Police Department, the K-9 unit. Hey, there's Casey's vehicle there. How about that? Right, let's give Casey a big hand. You better believe it, he's all right. That's the Shelbyville K-9 unit. Hey, here comes a beautiful float that says that's the beauty of Mary Kay. Look at all of those attractive young ladies up there. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes,
hey.
And they always have a pink car, a pink float, and like you say, some of the prettiest ladies in the county.
Senator, you want to go. I didn't want to ignore you.
George, would you like to introduce the gentleman we've got here?
Come by a little bit later. Are you going to be around a little later?
Well, won't you just say a word or two to us? Hello there.
Well, I'm just glad to be here in Shelbyville, this Birch Bayh, and I want to compliment all the people who put on this Bears of the Blue River Festival. I know it takes a lot of work. We enjoy it, and you work at it, so thank you very much. It's good to have a chance to be here.
Thank you very much, Birch Bayh. They're giving us a small hello to everyone.
Of course, the senator was instrumental in us getting the money. Here comes the Southwestern High School Marching Band. Hey, aren't they terrific? Let's hear it for Southwestern Marching Band. And way down the line here is the Sahara Grotto Minicycles. Sahara Grotto Minicycles. Take a good look at this group. They were the national champions. Sahara Grotto Minicycles. And they're going through different formations. Right here at the side of the Shelby National Bank. I'm sure they'll be putting on a display when they get into the public square here too, Patty.
Yes, George, doesn't that look like fun? Wouldn't you love to get on one of those mini-cycles and just enjoy it like they do? And you know, they travel to all of these different places, and I'm sure they put the bill themselves, they buy all the units themselves, and they come down here, and I hope that they get as much enjoyment out of it as we get the enjoyment of watching them. The Sahara Grotto Mini-Cycles National Championships, folks, so like George said, really enjoy it. This is Patty Stevens and George Lambert bringing you this parade, brought to you by the Shelby National Bank, Farmers National Bank, State Bank of Waldron, First Federal Savings and Loan, and Union Federal Savings and Loan. Remember, Union Federal, where you can get the time and temperature right outside there. Edgelmore, manager. And George, I could just stand here and watch the mini-cycles just go through all their formations, back and forth and weaving in and out. And I think we're going to get shot at before we're done. I hear some guns going off down there.
Right, whatever that unit is, it's down at the intersection of Harrison and Broadway right now. Now, the mini-cycles should be entering the public square. Here they are now. Let's give them a big hand. Sahara Grotto Mini-Cycles National Champions. And they certainly show it. Right. Here comes our next unit here. Okay, this is a unit from Dickman Motors. Is that right?
Well, I don't know, George, but they're on a three-wheel motorcycle, and they're really going around the corner there and enjoying it. And there goes a Jeep. They've got nice roll bars on top so they don't, you know, nothing ever happens. Nice Jeeps going by there. And I don't know for sure what unit this is, so we'll have to find out from somebody, unless those are from Dickman Motors.
Very good. Our parade downtown progressing along very, very good. And another new car unit entering the public square. And here comes one with the, I think this is the American Legion, right, a unit from the American Legion flag on one side and the stars and stripes on the other side. Okay, they have a sign there, Korea and Vietnam. The American Legion entry, making all that noise.
Hand, George, everybody give the American Legion a great big hand. And I'm going, George.
I think they just got us there.
That was the big one. I'm going.
Right, here comes another quite sizable float getting ready to enter the public square. And in the front of it, we see the insignia, the Bears of Blue River, Shelbyville, Indiana, the Bears of Blue River Camping Club float. Bears of Blue River Camping Club float. Now, look at that. Isn't that tremendous? Doesn't that make you want to go camping? Look how comfortable they are on the back there with the picnic table and all of that. Let's hear it for them right now. Come on.
They're even toasting marshmallows on an open fire, except it's not really a fire. They've got little bears climbing the trees. That was a very, very nice float. And here we've got some more going by. And I'm not sure. I can't see a sign there to which one that is. And I'm sure I should know, George. It's still part of the Bears of Blue River Camping Club, all going by. Walking, riding on a float, taking a camper, riding a bicycle. They've got backpacks, and they are going to have fun. Go out and camp. They've got everything they need, whichever way you want to camp, whether it's in a tent, walk, ride a bicycle, have a nice camper like that one. Yes, they've got some beautiful, beautiful floats coming by. And here's an RV that's part of the Bears of Blue River campers. And yes, I tell you, you could really get out and enjoy living like that, can't you? Hey, they've got those loaded with kids and everybody in there waving at us. So there's the Bears of Blue River camping. That was a nice, nice float.
Let's do it after that. Okay, Patty, we want to get over here to Senator By just once again. He's going to have to leave, but he'd like to make a few more comments. Senator?
Well, I just wanted to thank all of the folks, both the elected officials and the community leaders, the business leaders, labor leaders that made it possible for this redevelopment program. As I think you mentioned, I was a little helpful, along with Congressman Evans, in getting the UDAG money back here to get our tax dollars back here in Shelbyville. But if it hadn't been for the local officials and the kind of creativity and the kind of dedication they had and the kind of resources they had, this wouldn't have been possible. So it's sort of like a parade. If we all work together, we can accomplish a lot of things, and I'm just proud to be here, and I want to thank the folks right here in Shelbyville. Thank you very much.
Right. Well, Senator, we certainly want to thank you for stopping by and saying a few words, and and Congressman Evans, very instrumental in helping us get the funds to make the downtown area the beautiful site that it is. Patty?
Yes, and George, we had a float that goes by, and it says, almost everything begins on a farm. This is the Landis Agri Sales, and, each U.S. farmer proudly feeds 51 people a year. So you might be one of those 51. We've got a unit going by now, and this is Matthias Landscaping Incorporated, and they've got trees and shrubs and kids, and they've got a nice, nice float going by there. And coming up next, now this is a Murat Legion of Honor color guard coming here now. The Murat Legion of Honor. Folks, enjoy this. It's beautiful. They've got the American flag, and George, I'm not sure of the other two flags. I wish I had somebody could tell me what the other two flags mean.
Well, I can't help there. They're very beautiful. One of them looks like a maple leaf, red and white. Here comes the unit next from the Shelby County Chamber of Commerce. Hey, there they go right now. Shelby County Chamber of Commerce unit. Hey, look here in this horse-drawn buggy. Doesn't that look comfortable? Oh, I tell you, Gillis and Nelson, candidates for county commissioner. Would you look at that, Patty?
Yes, they've got it easy, haven't they? Just ride there in a nice little horse-drawn cart, and that's Gillis and Nelson for county commissioner. And you know what? I think we've got Mary McQueen coming up next, and she's one who believes in getting out and walking the parade route also. And she's passing out leaflets. So there we are, Mary McQueen, and she's running for county judge, I believe, George.
Right, very right. She is the candidate for county judge. And there's Tom Wheeler. Tom Wheeler, also candidate for senator. He's out walking, shaking hands, and meeting some of the people. And a candidate coming up next here for County Council, John Carson, there. Let's give old John a big hand. You remember him from a fair, right? He's tired or he had to be walking, but I don't blame you.
George, the flags that went by that I said I wish somebody would tell me because I knew I should know them. The middle flag with the maple leaf, that's the flag of Canada. That's their national flag. And the other flag was the flag of Mexico, both of our neighbors, Mexico and Canada. And that was the flag. So you people over there that see those flags going by, at least now you'll know the American flag, Canadian flag, and the Mexican flag. And we've got another nice unit coming by here, George. Who's this?
Okay, he is out. We'll get the sign here. Okay, right here is Robert Patterson. Peterson, beg your pardon. Robert Peterson, candidate for lieutenant governor. Robert Peterson, candidate for lieutenant governor, right now walking around here meeting some of the people. Hey, right you are. Patty, here comes, here's the Bears of Blue River Festival pickup truck coming up here, and it says, hooray, hooray, hooray.
Hooray, hooray, hooray. And do you think maybe it could be Joe Basie?
It looks a whole lot like him. I like his straw hat in there. Okay, Joe Basie's unit there, entering the public square.
And George, here for every kid in the county, McDonald. There's Ronald McDonald coming by. Balloons afloat. There's the golden arches. There's the Hamburglar.
Yeah, all these kids have heard of the Hamburglar. Yeah. Okay, he'll get around here into the circle. Ronald McDonald, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you all know him, right? He'll be around a little bit after the parade to meet you. And look at that mean-looking Hamburglar there, right?
Yes, don't have your hamburger in your hand because he'll steal it from you. Ronald McDonald getting his picture taking. Hey, there goes the balloons. They turned them all loose. And you can see the red, blue, green, yellow, all the balloons are going up in the air. And Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar going by. And we've got another float coming up here now. And let me see. I'm trying to read what it says on the side of it. We've got so many people in front of us, George, it's hard to see. That's the racing team, and they're talking about the racing. And don't forget, George, you can get these Blue River T-shirts, the festival T-shirts, special edition, over at
the top drawer. If you would like, it's a T-shirt store in the first block of West Broadway. If you would like a souvenir Bears of Blue River T-shirt to wear, they're available right now at the top drawer T-shirt store, right close to town in the first block of West Broadway.
Yes, and there just went some radio-controlled racers going by, and they're carrying the racers. They're pretty good-sized racers, too. Here's an old entry, George. An old pickup truck by Country Ford.
That's old Country Ford and Country Don O'Neill in there with his cowboy hat, driving that real old Ford pickup around the circle, a unit, as you said, from Country Ford to Shelbyville. Here comes another color guard, Company E, Aviation Battalion Color Guard. Look at that, what an impressive sight there. Remember our host for today's broadcast, Shelby National Bank, Farmers National Bank, State Bank of Waldron, First Federal, and Union Federal Savings and Loan. Watch this color guard as it enters the circle where you can get an opportunity to see it a little bit more. Once again, that's Company E, Aviation Battalion Color Guard. Now, don't forget, I think they deserve a good round of applause. They're an impressive unit there. Let them know we appreciate them being in our parade. This looks like a Jeep coming up next here, Ben.
Yes, George. This is the Super Jeep they're talking about. And while we're waiting for that to get up closer, I want to give another big thank you to Shorty Harris and Evan Tingle and all that planned this parade. Do you know the parade is not even half over yet? And there goes the Super Jeep.
Right. Once again, let's mention they're entering the public square where a lot of people see them. Company E, Aviation Battalion Color Guard. Now, here comes the green and white of the Triton Central Marching Tigers. Right. the Triton Central Marching Band. Let's listen a little bit here. Let's hear it for the Triton Central Marching Band. Give them a big hand. Patty, we're coming up now. A large tractor pull float. Oh, here we come, the Kiwanis Club entry, as it's getting ready now to enter the downtown area here. I have a lot of young men on that float.
Right, these are the Kiwanis International boys, and hey, they've got bicycles on there, they've got kids, they've won trophies and all. There they go, the Kiwanis International. And remember, they've had 55 years of community service, the 1980 National League champion of the Shelbyville Little League. Hey, a great big hand for those boys. All right, and we've got some more units coming up. This is Mac Yaley in his antique car, and George, there's what a rumble seat's for. We've got that one filled.
They sure have. Look at that, 3 people back there in the rumble seat.
And the dog rides inside.
Right, and the people are outdoors. Here comes a very, very old pickup. I think that was the original panel truck. Coy Clapp's antique car. Coy Clapp. We also would like to remind you there's going to be a canine demonstration put on in front of City Hall immediately following the parade by the Johnson County Police Department and the Shelby County Police Department. You're invited to come over in front of the City Hall and see this, a canine demonstration. Hey, here comes a happy group of people, the unit from the Village Squares Square Dancers. Hello, ladies. Right, they're all on the unit there. Village Squares.
And I think the next float coming up is the Shelby County Youth Shelter Care, and they're going by. They're walking, 2 of them in a house. And you know what we've got coming up next, George? This is a Marat Highlander Bagpipers. So the hats is going around and around on top of that car. And we've got, oh, I tell you, the parade, like I said, is just about, well, a little over half over now, so there's a lot more yet to come.
Right, that unit entering a circle now is from the Whitewater Shrine Club, as you mentioned. And right on top is the turning fez, as you can see, as they come into the circle. And a lot of very, very young baton twirlers coming up next here. We can't see what unit or where they're from here, but they're doing a wonderful job there. A group of baton twirlers. And here comes a very fine, impressive float. This is from the Little Blue River Friends Church. Little Blue River Friends Church float. That's very impressive there. And we're going to have some more music coming up. Another color guard now, Patty.
Yes, George, this is a Whitewater Valley Marine Auxiliary color guard coming by. And that is a women's group going by there with a color guard. Coming by, and another nice band coming up here. And I think this is the Sahara Grotto Drum and Bugle Corps coming up. So we'll listen to this, George.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Sahara Grotto Drum and Bugle Corps. And another unit here, right behind the marching group.
Well, yes, George, they've got to have something to put all of their drums and bugles in. Right, and they're out of Indianapolis, Indiana coming by. And I think here comes Rosemary Roberts in a 1929 Mercedes Gazelle. Now, there is a car for you, folks, and look at that adorable little girl on the back.
Isn't she a very pretty young girl? Meredith Johnson on the motorcycle around the circle. Then we have F.C. Whittington driving that gray antique car, number 84. And here comes Production Credit Association's unit right down the center of Harrison Street.
Yes, and following production credit is Federal Land Bank, and they're coming down. And the next band coming up, folks, which you're going to be seeing, just turning the corner down there, the corner of Broadway and Harrison, is the Morristown High School Band. Isn't it wonderful? All the bands in the area come out and help in a parade like this. It makes it so good, the band.
You know, this is so true. Once again, I'd like to mention, for the benefit of all of the people listening to us on WSVL and who are here downtown, again repeating, there'll be a K-9 demonstration in front of City Hall immediately following the parade. This will be conducted by the Shelbyville Police Department and the Johnson County Police Department. You are invited to come over and watch. You'll get a chance to see Casey, our own unit over there.
All right, and don't forget, George, after the parade, isn't Ronald McDonald and the Hamburger going to be here on the public square? And all the kids are invited to come up and see that and enjoy it. Would the folks standing down there back up just a little so the band will have plenty of room to get by?
Yeah, we'd like to have you step back on the curb. There's not quite enough room for the band. And please do not stand on the evergreens. Please don't stand on the dirt part, because we're very proud of that. Okay, coming up next here, another fine band. Okay, Black and Gold of the Morristown High School Marching Band. Let's give them a big hand, the Morristown Marching Yellow Jacket Band. Well, we win again, no music. Patty.
Yes, George, they're going by, but don't they have a beautiful band? They're lovely uniforms. And you know, the U.S. Marine Corps recruiting color guards are coming by, and they've all stopped right here, so folks, you get a chance to really get a good look at them as they come around the public square in downtown Shelbyville. The U.S. Marine Corps recruiting color guard, and they're coming by. Okay, we've got some more motorcycles down there, or not motorcycles, three-wheeled motorcycles coming up, George.
Right. They're very, very impressive group. Here comes the color guard now. As you can see them, you folks on the opposite end of the square, on the east side, you can get a good look at them. Okay, the motorcycle unit from the Indianapolis Murat, they are performing now near the front of the Farmers Bank, and they shall be coming down here very, very shortly. You'll get a chance to get a better view of them as they enter the circle. Remember, if you'd like to get yourself a souvenir Bears of Blue River t-shirt, they're available now at the Top Drawer T-shirt store in the first block of West Broadway. So you want to stop over and get a souvenir of the first annual Bears of Blue River Festival. Hey, look at that. There they are. The group from the Indianapolis Murat, the Desert Patrol. Now you can get a good look at them as they now enter the downtown area. Hey, they really know how to handle those. We got one still down there by the bank riding around on two wheels. He's almost sideways. He can handle that thing pretty good. That's almost better than I can drive my car. You know?
Yes, George, he's got three wheels, but boy, can he turn that up on two wheels and go around corners there. He's going to catch up with his group, but he's showing you just a little bit of what they can do with those three-wheel cycles going by there. Hey, we've got some more clowns coming up. Boy, there's one, folks. Look at the head on that man. Looks like a drum.
Right. Looks like a drum, or he's got his hat on top of the drum as he's going along the side of the parade route and shaking hands with the boys and girls. And we have another color guard. This is the American Legion number 315 color guard entering the downtown area right now, and another very impressive unit. And the clowns are, I think, passing out treats to some of the boys and girls as they come around the corner here by the Cow Palace.
Yes, George, and here comes Big Jim's Marathon in an old antique truck, and I'll bet you that's Big Jim driving that himself.